What are you seeing? Because I'm not seeing this big behemoth kind of, I'm seeing more like mergers and joint ventures and a lot of different opportunities available to business owners too.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, the opportunity to merge with a similar company of your size and create synergies that way is a great way to do it, right? At the same time, it's always difficult because different entrepreneurs have different perspectives on things. So the most important thing that I've seen in this space is to find someone that is like-minded in themselves and also in the way they treat people, right? What do I mean by that? So if you have um, business, let's say a staffing company, that their core value is making sure that they place the right people in the right places and that they don't compromise on the value they're providing to their clients. And you try to merge with someone that is really more interested in the short-term gain and volume, and treats customers in a different way, that's not going to be successful, right? I'm sure you can learn some things from that person and they can learn from you, and maybe you meet in the middle, but the reality is that's going to be a tough merger. Not only because you guys are going to butt heads, but because people below you are going to butt heads, right? Culture is extremely important when you're putting people together, and especially following a round of cuts, which tends to be common in a merger, right? So people are always going to be sensitive to the first year of integration. So if you're going into that kind of merger of equals and you're seeing all these synergies, put them on paper, work with your advisors to really shell out what are the true synergies, what are the true cross-sell opportunities, what are you gaining from that business that's beyond that 1+1. If we take the traditional bidding process for a firm, right, you're likely going to be overpaid, right? It's called winner's curse, and obviously if you won, you paid the most for the company. So naturally you've built in a premium for these companies, and you have to make sure you cover that premium and then some. You also have to make sure that
Right.
you understand, how am I going to share these synergies, right? Do they belong to me, the original company, or do they belong to the person that's coming in as my new partner? Right? How are you going to share these things? And as you're planning that, I'm a big proponent of roadmaps and blueprints and putting things on paper. These valuations really help because you can see, okay, this is what I'm worth now. This is what this company is worth now. This is what they're worth together. This is what they're worth together if I take this action. This is what they're worth together if I take this different action, right? And you can create these scenarios and these models. They don't have to be overly complex, but they have to be something where both parties agree to it and they're both being mindful of where things can go wrong too, right? There's a risk that comes with these things. So being overly optimistic is good, but you have to make sure that you're putting it on paper and cross checking yourself.